over the moon. Welcome, you guys. I am so excited that you guys earned this call. We have an extra special guest, number one trainer in social media, number one trainer in MLM, may I say. And I am just so excited. And you guys, I want to say I've known Frazer for about a decade now, and he is just one of the most kind souls that I have ever met. He is doing this out of the goodness of his heart because he truly wants to see everybody in network marketing win. That is so important to him. And I just am so blessed to know you, Frazer, and I'm so appreciative of my team here. We are so appreciative of your time, and we are just excited to learn. So I will give it up to you, my friend.
Oh my days. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Baller call. Hey, how cool? How cool is this? So cool. And you know what was really cool? I've seen some of you guys, some of the guys from your company in the Maldives right now. And I'll tell you, this is wild. So I went in the Maldives, there's like 1,000 islands, right, that have been turned into resorts. And there's like three that are like the best. So much so that my wife, she's like obsessed with finding like the best resorts because like we don't go on vacation too much because we're on a mission, right? We want to impact, we want to leave a legacy. But we had the chance to go to the Maldives, right? And Svetlana, she finds one of these resorts and she says, "Hey, there's this amazing resort. We can stay right on the beach, and like this is the price. Don't cry." And I looked at the price. We stayed for 9 days, and yeah, when she showed me the price, I did cry. Like it hurt. Well, the resort that you guys have gone to was the resort that we stayed in like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was shocked. I was like, I told Svetlana, I went, Svet, like I think they've like filled the entire island. She went, no, it's not possible. It's not possible. I went, no, like legit, like look, like everything seems to be branded by their company and like they've got menus with their company logo on. She's like, no, it can't, surely not. No, guys, they must have spent an absolute fortune on that. And they could have gone to 900 other islands and probably spent 20% of what they did. So that tells me the standard and the quality that you guys are dealing with here. Like they're treating you like that, right? Diamond, right? They're treating you like diamonds. They're treating you beyond diamonds. So for those of you who are new to network marketing, you're in a lucky spot. For those of you who maybe have moved from another company, you've probably found your home, right? So I just want to start off with that because it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe they're staying in the same resort. Like they've got the whole freaking island. Nuts. Absolutely nuts, right? A pizza margarita was $50 when I went there, right? Like that's just to put things into perspective. $50 US, not like Japanese, like US dollars. Wild. A massage like $400. Anyway, be very grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that you're in the company. Okay, here we go. 2025. I'm super excited about 2025. Who's drop a 2025 in the chat if you're super excited. It's 11 p.m. here in Dubai. I probably should be in bed, but I've got so much energy because I'm so excited. And this sort of time of the year, I get asked this question a lot. Every single year around this sort of time, like, what's your big prediction for 2025? Like, what do you think is going to be the thing that's just going to rock it and take off? And I'll write it on the board. Now, the board's there, the microphone's here, so when I speak that way, it's not going to sound as great. I apologize for that. But you ready for this? This is going to blow your mind. This is going to knock you off your seats because you're not going to believe the word I'm going to write on. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. No. Is it not like Pinterest? Is it not like LinkedIn? Is it not like, Facebook Lives are having a resurgence and coming back? No, it's doing the basics. Like basics better more often. Basics better more often. One of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite sayings is make a million my way, then go make a million your way. Too many people are trying to find the way that they can make the million, then come to the team and say, hey guys, I did something revolutionary. Why? There are old people making old mistakes and there are new people making old mistakes. There are no new mistakes. So you just find who has got the results that you want and you follow what they do. The only way that you can cross the minefield, the land minefield, is by following someone who knows the way. Otherwise, you go, right, I'm going to try and cross the land minefield on my own. Bang, step on a mine, get blown up. Not great. We don't want that. So make a million my way, then go make a million your way. It's the basics better more often. Simple scales, fancy fails. We want to do the simple things over and over and over again because that's going to scale the business to the moon, baby, to the moon. All right, so here we go. 4 things real quick because, hey, I know that people say like, oh, it's not a get rich queen. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I don't know anyone. Does anyone on this call want to get rich slow? Like, I don't know if that's a desire for any of you guys. Like, yeah, me, I'm in. Get rich slow. Let's go. Nah, no one wants to get rich slow. So it's a get rich quick. It's a get rich as however fast you want to get rich. So that's what we're going to talk about. Fast. Side note, I freaking love acronyms. If you throw an acronym at me, like I'm literally yours for as long as the acronym is being explained, and then I'm no longer yours, right? Like, ugh, give me an acronym, and I'm shaky at the knees, big time. All right, anyway, why? Because I like simple. Simple scales, fancy fails, simple works. I've got a simple brain, but I know that works. So the greats in this game, they've just made something that seems so complicated easy. All right, F, what is it? Find people. You got to grow your list every single day, right? You got to grow your list every single day. If your list is growing, your business has no limit. If your list is dying, you get desperate, right? And then your business has a limit. So you have to grow your business every single day. It's a contact sport. You've got to contact people. You got to reach out to people. And here's the crazy thing, guys. To me, it still baffles me that 99 point something of you guys haven't spoken to every one of your Facebook friends and every one of your Instagram followers yet. And then you're worried like, oh, why my business is not growing? Okay, well, you've got like 720 people on your Facebook friends list and you've got like 827 followers. So how many of those people have you spoken to? Oh, well, I don't want to bother them. You don't want to bother them. They'd be bothered if they don't know about a company that's taking you to one of the best resorts in all of the Maldives. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, they'd be bothered. Like, hey, I've heard that your company are taking people on all expenses paid trip plus $2,000 on their room to spend on whatever they freaking want, no questions asked. And you don't want to tell me about that. Are you kidding? Now, here's the thing. I don't want this to ever come true, but imagine that someone, let's say me, had a gun held to one of your loved ones' head, and I said, if you do not contact every single one of your Facebook friends or your Instagram followers by the end of the week, the gun is going to go off. Do you do it? Yes or no? Of course you freaking do. So put yourself some skin in the game. Treat the business with the respect that it truly deserves, and it will treat you with the respect that you truly deserve. All right. And if there's something deep down there where you think I don't deserve the respect from this business, then that's what you got to work on, right? That's part of the game, finding out the things that you need to work on. Okay. So finding people. I don't need to go into it too much because you go onto Facebook or Instagram, you see a post you like, you reach out to the creator. You see a comment that you like, you reach out to the creator. You go onto a Facebook group and you like the idea of the group. You reach out to the admin. Someone comments on your post. You reach out. Someone follows you. You don't message them. No. I'm too cool. I want to wait for them. I don't like to get dirty. Oh no, I'm way beyond that. They've got to reach out to me. Stop being the investigator. Start being the instigator. Stop wondering why they've not messaged you and start instigating conversations. All right. Stop waiting like, oh my God, hang on. Like, why are they not messaging me? Is it because my bio's not right? Am I not approachable anymore? Have I gone too far? Am I being too aggressive? Like, oh no, just start freaking conversations. So I'll tell you this. I don't breathe very often, by the way. So there we go. That'll do me for the next however long. All right. So we had a baby. Nearly 2 years ago. In fact, she's 2 in like 10 days, right? So when she was born, my friends all text, like my friends and my family, they all text me like, oh my God, like you're a dad, like, that's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm kind of scared and petrified. And like men definitely could not give birth. Like men are way, 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 way inferior to women. Like men could not go through that. That was hell. I don't know how I had it. I had a harder time witnessing the childbirth than Svetlana seemed to have. She was kind of like, oh, yeah, it's out, great. And I'm like, oh my God, it's over, right? It was kind of wild, that experience. But after like 6 months, I didn't hear anything from my friends. And I turned around to my dad and I said, Dad, I've got really bad friends. Like, they haven't messaged me. Apart from like the beginning, they haven't messaged me at all to see like, how's the baby? How's dad life? Are you having any challenges yet? And my dad turned around to me and he said, Fraser, maybe you're a bad friend. And I was like, Dad, like, hang on a minute. And he said, why should you wait for them to contact you when you could message them with a photo or an update or like a message? He said, the person who instigates wins. The person who instigates wins. And in network marketing, the person who instigates wins. Because if someone says no, you grow. If someone gives you an objection, you get thicker skin. If someone says yes, you earn a commission. Like, you're going to win either way. You're going to learn what you need to learn in order to win, or you're going to get something that makes you celebrate, that makes you feel so good. Like, something's going to happen if you do the work. And I'll tell you a real quick story. So I was about this distance away from my life being very average. And that distance was from where my finger was to the enter button on my keypad. So when I got started in network marketing, I used Skype. I don't know how many of you guys remember Skype, but I used Skype, right? I can hardly say it. It's like kind of a horrible word, isn't it? Skype is horrible, right? Remember, dan, 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 dan. And I found this Russian dude who lived in Liverpool. I'm from Liverpool, where the Beatles are from and all that. That's why I have like a funny accent. So I find this guy, Russian dude, living in the UK, living in Liverpool. And I wrote out a message to him like 7 times, right? And every time I was about to send it, and I kept thinking, what if he says yes? And like, he's in the Russian mafia, and then he doesn't like the business, and then he kills me. I better not. And I realized that, you know what? The biggest fears in network marketing are self-doubt and shame, which often come from the fear of what's next. Let me explain the fear of what's next. The fear of what's next is, what happens if someone says no? How do I react? What happens if someone calls it a pyramid thing? What do I say? What happens if someone says yes? What do I send them? And if I do send them something and they like what they see, and then they have questions, how do I answer the questions that I don't know the answer to? And then, heck, if they join and say, what do I do now? I don't know, because I've not had the success yet. And then hang on a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. When they come to the convention, do I buy their ticket? No. Okay, no, they buy their ticket. Okay, but then do we room together? But if we go for dinner after and they've hit a rank, do I buy the pizza, or do we have pizza? We should have salad, right? Oh, no. And then book recommendation. There's so much that you think you need to figure out. But here's the thing. If you want to climb Mount Everest, there's 2 things. What's the view like at the top? Like, what's the vision of the view? And then move your left foot forward and your right foot forward. That's it. Right? It's going to be freaking awesome at the top. Left foot, right foot. The view is going to be amazing. Left foot, right foot. Imagine the selfie. Left foot, right foot. Oh, this post is going to blow up on Instagram. Left foot, right foot. Oh, I'm going to try and go live, although I don't know if I'm going to have Wi-Fi there. Left foot, right foot. Right? That's all you got to do. Right? That's all you got to do. So I write this message, and I'm just thinking, I've got to perfect the message. Write it 7 times. And the last time I wrote, and it was just like, hey, Sergey, I noticed you're in Liverpool. I help people make money online. Would love to be able to help you. This is in like 2009, right? I would love to be able to help you. Let me know if you want to connect. And I was about to hit delete again. And I was upstairs because I was working from my bedroom in my mum and dad's house at the time. I hadn't had any success at that stage, like a little bit, but nothing to say was successful. And my mum shouted down from downstairs, Fraser, dinner's ready, in like the nicest woman voice you could ever imagine, because my mum is like the nicest human on the planet, right? Apart from you guys. Like, you guys maybe want like joint first, and then my mum just a little bit behind. Maybe she's a little bit above. Like, we're still to find that out. We'll figure that out by the end of this call, right? And so I go, you know what? Screw it. Hit the enter button, and I run downstairs. And whilst I'm eating my dinner, I hear the Skype notification kind of go ping, and I go, oh no, he's replied. You know when sometimes you call someone and you're like, please go to voicemail, please go to voicemail, please go. It was kind of like that, like, please don't ever respond. So I can say, I messaged him, he didn't reply back, so be it. It took me 3 hours to go back upstairs. And I went upstairs, and before I went to bed, I checked the message, and it was Sergey saying, yes, I would like to meet you. How does 11 o'clock work? Like, how is 11 o'clock tomorrow? I was like, oh no, the worst case scenario has come true. Surely you'd be celebrating. But I was like, nope, I'm scared. 50-year-old Russian guy who owns a restaurant, and I'm this like 21-year-old student who has holes in his t-shirts, right? And all that fun stuff. So he comes round to the house. I'm pooping my pants the entire time. I clenched for 95% of that presentation, right? At least 95% of that presentation was clenched. Apparently, it's good for confidence. Try it, right? So anyway, so that happens, and I ended up signing him up, and he ends up signing one of his best friends, who was also Russian, who ends up signing out one of his best friends who's in Moscow, all within the 24, like all within like that first like 24 hours, right? So I have an international business and I have nothing, I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, 2013, Sergey says to me, we have to go to Russia and do an event. I'm like, no. And I go to my dad. My dad was my mentor. And I turn to him and I say, Dad, Sergey's asked me to go to Ulan-Ude, which is in the eastern side of Russia. I don't think I'm going to go. And he said, Frazer, inconvenience exposes commitment. And I never forgot that. Inconvenience exposes commitment. And I was like, oof. He said, if you don't go because it's an inconvenience to your life, then that is telling me and the universe that this business, you are not committed to this business. I said, I'm probably going to have to get on the plane, right? He says, damn right, you're getting on that plane. I was like, okay. So I go over to Ulan-Ude. We do a presentation for what was supposed to be 300 people. And I think 18 people turned up to the first one. So I was, instead of being grateful for 300, like for 18, I was like pissed that we didn't get 300. Right? It was just a weird energy, right? For those of you who have built business for a while, you'll kind of understand that feeling, right? So we're on the plane coming back to Moscow. We arrive in Moscow, and Tanya, who's in the team, she contacts Sergey, who I'm with on this trip, and says, Sergey, can you postpone your flight for a few days and we'll do an event in Moscow? All I want to do is get home and eat like KFC. Like, that's all I want to do. It's all I'm thinking right now. I'm like thinking KFC, boom. I'm tired of all this Russian food. I just want KFC. Sergey says, listen, we're going to stay for 3 more days. I said, no, we're not. And Sergey turns to me and says, your dad told me to say, if you said no, that inconvenience exposes commitment. And I was like, okay, we're staying then. And whilst I'm in the room at the presentation in Moscow, my now wife walked in the room. She interpreted the presentation. We went out into Moscow that night. We had a long distance relationship back and forth to Moscow, back to Liverpool, Moscow, for like 2 years. We moved in together in Germany a few years after that. Now we're living in Dubai. We have an amazing daughter. We have our second baby girl coming in 11 weeks from now. And I'm telling you this. Why? I was this distance away from not hitting the button on my keyboard and not having any of that. That's the power of network marketing. That's the power. It's a contact sport. So there's two sides, right? There's the action marketing and the attraction marketing. The action is you going out there and finding people and like messaging them, right? Bam, bam, bam. The attraction marketing is you attracting people. And the attraction marketing is what's changed the game over the years in network marketing, the last decade, last 10, 12 years or so, where there are people now who are saying, I got 25 customers last month. Sorry, you got how many customers? Oh, I got 52 customers last year or last month. Oh, I got 232 customers last month. You got 232 customers in a month. What? Whereas before, no one had ever heard of that. And it's because of social media. It's because of attraction marketing. So these are like the fundamentals. Again, Amber is the queen of social media. She can help you immensely with all of this. I'm just going to give you like my perspective. Okay. So the first part is network marketing starts as network prospecting, but it becomes network marketing, meaning your list when you first started basically included everyone who had, well, a pulse and like blood cells. That's it. You're like, right, me mum, me dad, me auntie, me uncle. I hate my uncle, but I'm putting him on there anyway. My ex-school teacher, a colleague, an ex who, if I get in the business, leverage, that'll show him, right? You have like, you put all these people and you contact them and you don't really care. You're like, I've got this business, boom, 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 boom. But then after that, if you try and speak to everyone on social media, you end up speaking to no one. If you try and save everyone you come in contact with on social media, you end up saving no one. So you got to know who, and your who is you. Like, that's it. Your who is you. If you're a 60-year-old man, you're not going to try and speak to 18-year-old girls. If you're a 20-year-old woman, you're not going to speak to 60-year-old men. To be honest, you probably could, and it probably would work, right? Like, just kind of like, get the padding up there a little bit. It would probably use your assets, right? But a man is not a plan, right? A man is not a plan. You guys know that. Female empowerment. Ooh, let's go. Okay. So, like, you got to know your who. Who do you want to help? And there are only two wrong answers: everyone and people. I want to help everyone. I want to help people. It's I want to help women. I want to help mums. I want to help twin mums. I want to help couples. I want to help travel lovers. I want to help people. I want to help people who have confidence or who have no confidence. Like, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, that's your who. Now, once you've got who, there's a really cool tool called ChatGPT. I don't know how many of you guys have heard of it before, right? It's quite new, right? Okay, good, right? So use ChatGPT and ask it this, right? And I say ask it this. I speak quite fast and I don't usually pause for breath. And when I'm doing these online calls, I try and cram in like 4 days of content into like 35 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. But ask it something along the lines of, I want to create content on social media for who? Mums, let's say. Women in their 50s, let's say. People who want a home-based business, let's say. What are the top 10 pains that person is experiencing right now? And order it from most painful to least painful. And for the mums out there, I've done it with mums. Oh my God, I'm not even a mum. And I'm nodding my head going, yeah, mum guilt, yeah, no time, yeah, stressful and overwhelmed, wondering where the next penny's going to come from, It's going to give you all the most 10, so you don't have to think about it. You know who you want to help, and now you know what their pains are. And here's the thing, guys, the pain is the pitch on social media. The pain is the pitch. Guys, there's a reason why certain people crush it in network marketing on social media, because they're real. They're authentic. They're vulnerable. Yeah, they still might take 72 photos and use the 70-second one and put 32 filters on it. They still might do that. That's absolutely fine as long as they're real and authentic. Okay? So the pain is the pitch. Okay? Now, once you've got the pain, once you've got the pains, that says hooks, although it looks like it says like whoosh, right? So hooks, find like two other, ask ChatGPT. Like, give me 1, 2, or 3 hooks for each of those pains and put it in a table, please. Always be polite and have good manners to ChatGPT, because if ChatGPT runs the world at some point, you have got proof. Hey, I was nice to you. Yeah, you were. I'll let you live, right? You weren't dead, right? Like Thanos click kind of thing, right? Yes, it will, Valerie. 100%. It's going to remember. All right. So who do you want to help? What are their pains? And then you'll find hooks. The next step is the easiest thing to do, but also the hardest, which also makes me sound like a weirdo for saying it, because that makes no sense. The easiest thing to do, but also the hardest. That says 30 vids, which is, I should have just wrote 50. I should have just wrote 30 videos, because like I've literally just missed out an E and an O, right? So anyway, 30 videos. This is why it's easy, but it's also hard. It's easy because you're going to use the same hook for the 30 videos in a row. The hard thing is you're going to go 30, boring. Or you're going to go, isn't that going to bore my audience? Here's the thing that you need to know. And this, for those of you who like social media and want to build a big brand, hopefully this will give you a big bingo moment. The algorithm is not responsible for your big growth. The algorithm is not responsible for your big following. People are. The thing that you've got to master on social media is, how do I get people to remember me so much and know who and how I can help so that they share my content with their friends? And if you're talking about 782 things, people don't know who they need to share your stuff with, and therefore they won't. What gets repeated gets remembered, and what gets remembered gets repeated. There's power in repetition. Whether it's lives, whether it's reels, whether it's stories, it doesn't matter. But here's the reason why you do this. If you now have got 10 pains, one who, 10 pains, 30 hooks. And you go, right, that's my favorite. I'm going to use that one. And you do 30 videos with the same hook, and none of them bang. Bang. I used to say that with Jesse Lee all the time. Every time we'd had a banger, we'd be like, "Oh, I've got a banger," and it didn't really make sense because banger means something a little bit different. But we went with it anyway, right? It could have been anything else. We're like, "Nah, got a banger, got a bang one. This one's gonna bang." Like very strange, but it's just how I remember it, right? So, sorry. So I come back to the real world phrase. All right, okay. So, she does this. She tends to do this still when she's not here. She kind of has a way to get involved and then mix with my emotions. Right? Doing it on purpose to me. Because I guess she probably knew some of you guys, or you guys you knew her, so that's probably why she's entered the chat here. All right. So if it doesn't bang, then guess what? You change the hook. You change the hook. And eventually, whether it's a second group of 30, the third group of 30, the fourth group of 30, you're gonna find something that's gonna work for you. And I promise you, you will be known for that for millions of people in some period of time. You're going to be known for one thing. You're going to be known for something, and you'll be the best in the world at it. And it feels like a million miles from now. It feels a million miles from now, but you will. It might not be a vote that you are the number one, the best in the world, but you'll be the best in the world for someone who will tell everyone they know that you're the best in the world at that. That's the key. It's not the algorithm. The algorithm's too complicated. What is the key is people. And that's also what network marketing is. Network marketing is a people business. All right. So find people or be found, right? You find people or you be found. Second thing, you got to ask. You know what my word, I've got 2 words for 2025. I like to kind of put like a word on it just so I focus because I'm a simple guy. The first one is basics. The second one is curious. Like, if you want to win in 2025, just be more curious. Just be more curious about network marketing. Be more curious about pharmacy. Be more curious about the products. Be more curious about the owners. Be more curious about the events. Be more curious about the comp plan. Be more curious about Amber. Be more curious about the success stories. Be more curious about the growth. Be more curious about the articles. But be more curious about people you're speaking to. Be more curious about the content you're creating. Be more curious about when the next event is. Be more curious about people in general. Listen more. Here's a really crazy thing about the word listen. Really crazy. Listen. If you rearrange the letters, you rearrange the letters of the word listen, it says silent. There's power in being silent. When you're in front of people, right? When you're presenting in front, listen more. I know you've heard it a million times. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Da, 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 da. On social media, it's a little bit different, right? Like if you're silent on social media, Frazer said, be silent and just listen. Like it doesn't work so much. But be curious, ask questions, give people space to answer. I watched an interview with Matthew McConaughey. Any Matthew McConaughey fans here? My God, I love that guy. Like if I had like a if I was on like the committee of pharmacy for events, like he would be number one that I would want to speak at an event, just because the women would go wild when he goes on the stage because he is sexy and like he's a celebrity, and like you guys would move the moon to hit whatever rank you had just to sniff his hair. Like you would just do everything you could to make that happen. Like, can I just like put like one of his teardrops or a bead of sweat after he's spoken in a bottle, sell it for $1 million? Like, you just would. And I watched an interview with him, and he's yummy. What a word, yummy, brilliant. So that's great. So like the interviewer, his name was Chris Williamson, for those of you who like watch interviews and stuff, he like, Matthew McConaughey had finished saying something. And then Chris Williamson just didn't say anything. And it was kind of awkward. After that awkward silence, Matthew McConaughey just rambled for like 10, 15 minutes, and everything came out of his mouth was solid gold. And I was thinking, if Chris Williamson had said something, that what Matthew McConaughey said would not have happened. And that was all through the power of being silent and being curious of the thoughts that Matthew McConaughey had behind what he just said. I know it sounds like a little bit weird and a little bit deep, but it's important. So be curious more. When it comes to asking, don't be afraid to ask the question to see if someone is open. That's all you got to do, right? Ask the question, hey, Kirsty, hey, Diane, hey, Jen, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system that I use to make money on social media? No worries if not, just thought I'd ask. Like, promote the system more than the product and the business, right? You'll stand out more. Systems are sexy. Products are oversold, overpushed. Business people go, oh, it's a pyramid thing without even knowing what it is. But like systems are sexy, baby. Like systems are where the money is. Systems. That's what you want, right? That's what it's all about. And again, like I will give you a scientifically proven process to ask anyone anything. And I'll show you, right? So what I need you to do is put your pens down, your pencils down, your colored Sharpies, your pens with the fluff at the end of it. I know you guys. I know it looks great on your desk and all that fun stuff, and you're making it look beautiful, right? We don't want this to be shelf help. We want this to be self-help, okay? So here we are. Left hand in the air, vertical, please. I need you to do this, okay? All right, scientifically proven. Now, with your right hand, just tilt your left hand out like 45 degrees. All right, cool. Yeah, some good. Oh, yeah, nice. Renee? Brilliant. All right, so now with your right hand, grab your wrist and then twist your hand so it's facing you. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, right. Now let go. Now with your pointing finger of your right hand, give me a little finger wave. Hello. Okay, now I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, just follow what I do with this finger. I'm not going to pick my nose. I'm not going to do any of that, right? It's going to be keep it clean. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. That's how you ask anyone anything. You press the numbers on your phone, you press the numbers on your screen, and you hit the frickin' send button. That's it. You've all proven to me that you can do it. Congratulations. You can all be successful. Like, that's all you got to do. That's how hard it is. Oh my God, it's so hard. You know, if I go and ask my 94-year-old grandmother what was hard when she was younger, she will tell me something very different. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, it's so hard to do network marketing. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just can't get over it. Like, it's so hard. No, it's not. But we make it hard here and we make it hard here, right? Our environment tells us that we're doing something stupid. We should go get a real job. It's one of those pyramid things. It ain't going to work for people like you. She can do it, but you can't. Oh my God, are you going to be an influencer now? Right? Like, ugh. And that affects us. So we don't do it. The fear of what's next, the fear of shame, the fear of self-doubt, the fear of the unknown. But you've just done it. You've just proven to me that you've done it. Hey. All right. So you got to ask. Now, here's the problem. When you ask the question, you are going to get really excited because people are going to start saying yes. And then you're going to get really disappointed. Here's why. There are two types of people who say yes. There are prospects and there are suspects. Prospects are serious. Suspects are curious. And just drop it. Do me a favor. Just drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever been ghosted before. Yep, it happens. You've been ghosted. So you ask someone if they're open. They say yes. You send them some information and then they vanish. And you're like, why don't you just tell me that you're not interested? The reason why is because they were curious. They weren't serious. They were a suspect and not a prospect. And then you're going to Amber, you're going, oh, I don't think the video that we send works. I don't think the system that we have works because I put 27 people through it. And all of them have ghosted me. Yeah, because you had 27 suspects, not 27 prospects. So here's what you do. Every time you ask someone if they're open and they say, yeah, I'm open, that's you putting a seed on the surface. So we got Mary, we got Claire, we got Sarah. And then you've said, hey, are you open? They say, yes, yes, yes. And then you go, bang, there's the link. And you think you're a good network marketer because they said, yes, send me some information at 11:33, and you send the information to them at 11:33. You're screenshotting it just to prove how fast you are, right? You're like, you get a link, everyone gets a link. And you think that sending the link is your job, but it's not. It's asking questions. It's being curious. The link is a part of the process. It's not the process. Okay. So here's what happens. You come back the next day, and what happens to seeds that are left on the surface? The birds. For those of you who know Jim Rohn. The birds. Like the birds get them, and you're like, hang on, where's my seed? And you're like asking around, hey, anyone seen any seeds? And people are like, nah, no seeds here. You're like, oh. And you get more disappointed because you had 3 people say yes, and you're thinking, what if just one of them joins and like one of them's like 10% of how good Amber is, and I'm going to make millions of dollars. And then all 3 of them are gone, and you're like, I put all my hopes and dreams. I've already told my family that I'm going to be going to the Maldives next year because of the 3 people that have said yes. Like, now what do I say? Oh, God. You know what? I'll get a credit card. I'll get a credit card with a huge limit and just take myself there just so I don't have to tell them that I messed up, right? Let's not do that. Now, when someone says they're open, you've got to plant the seed deep. The deeper the root, the sweeter the fruit. How do you do it? You don't leave seeds on the surface anymore. You qualify. The harder you qualify, the easier the close, right? So if Amber says to me, yes, I'm open, I'm going to say, why? I'm not just going to go, why? Why, Amber? Why? Right? I'm not going to say that. I'm like, hey, Amber, super cool. I'm really excited. I just want to see if it's going to be a fit for you. Why do you want to make money online? Like, why are you curious to see more about the system? And she says, you know what? Like, I see all these people making money online. I'm sick and tired of my job. I'm open to a change. Okay. And what don't you like about your job right now? Oh, this. You only have to ask one question. The better you get, you can ask 2, you can ask 3, you can ask 4. Before you know it, you've asked 21 questions, they're crying, and they're saying, I don't care if you're selling cocaine on the street, I'm in. They haven't even seen the presentation yet. But they know, hang on a minute. You're caring about me way more than anyone else has cared about me. No one else has asked me these questions. Why? Like, this must be legit. This must be something that I need to take seriously. Because you've taken people seriously. Why? Because you've been curious. Ta-da! All right. So now, Amber, the birds ain't getting Amber. Birds are not getting Amber. So I come back. Amber's still there, exactly where I left her. Water. Nurture. Big tall tree. Happy days. I'm going to Maldives. It's not that simple, but you guys understand what I mean, right? Like, Maldives is the goal, right? I want to join to go to the Maldives paid by the company because I don't want to pay for it again myself. After I know and after I know the situation, I'm like, yep, it's fair. We ain't paying for it again. No, I'm kidding. All right. Anyway, so that's ask. The next point is show. Don't be a fool. Use a tool. Right? Show the tool, use a system, whatever that might be, right? Whether it's a YouTube video or ad tag message group on Facebook or a Zoom presentation, or you have like a one-to-one call, a recorded Zoom, a Skype call, right? A text back and forth, like whatever it is, whatever you guys are doing is flipping working. So like, just keep doing more of that, right? With the tool, right? That's kind of the showing part. And again, when you're showing something to someone, just be mindful that there's only 3 questions that you need to answer. There's only 3 questions. What do I do? Can I do it? will it be worth it? That's it. That's all the prospect needs to know when it comes to the business. I know you guys are incredible at selling the product. I'm talking about the business right now, right? Because that's how we're going to get to Maldives, right? All of you. Okay. They're going to need a bigger island. And I don't think there is a bigger island in the Maldives. They've basically got the biggest island. I think it's like top 5 biggest island in the Maldives. Anyway, it's something to do with that. We had to have a golf cart to travel around the island. Bizarre. Anyway. So, oh yeah. All right, Emre. Am I saying it right? Emre? Cool name. Very Turkish. I love it. Emre tour video is what I use. It always drops yours. Amazing. That's the tool. Show it. Great. If Amber's getting results from it, you guys can get results from it. That's the great thing about network marketing, right? So, like, again, what do I have to do? Can I do it? Will it be worth it? What do I need to do is usually like the system, the steps, like what you do. You speak to people, you see if they're open, you show them this video. That's it. Like, if you think I don't know what the system is, let me tell you what the system is. Find someone, ask them if they're open, show them the Emre Tour video. Congratulations, you now have a 3-step system. Just like McDonald's, you go into the store or the restaurant. Can we call McDonald's a restaurant? It kind of is a restaurant, but you go into McDonald's, you order, you eat. 3 steps. You go into Apple, you order, you eat. You go onto Google, you search, you find. Like 1, 2, 3, ABC, 3 sides of a triangle, the 3 Musketeers, 3 little piggies. I feel that's 5 little piggies. Ready, set, go. Right? There's power in the number 3. Sexy number. Okay. So what do I need to do? System. Will it be like? Can I do it? Stories. Right? Stories. And then will it be worth it? Comp plan basics. Right? Just the basics of the comp plan. Jim Rohn used to say, don't use inside lingo with the outside world. I know you guys want to be diamond. I know you guys want to be ambassador level 32. I know you want to have the unicorn generational bonus that pays 17.3%. The outside world doesn't care. And every time you give them an opportunity to go, what's that? This is what they do. I need to think about that. How frustrating is it for those of you guys who've spoke to a lot of people? How frustrating is it when someone goes, I need to think about it? You know what they say? You know what that actually means? Because the more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. The more you miss your cycle. How many of you guys are overthinkers? Right? You think so much, you don't do. You go into a store, you're like, right, I want a red dress. Oh, there's a black one. And you try the black one and you're like, shit, I look good in this black dress. And then you try the red one and you're like, oh God, I look really good in the red one. Which one do I buy? I can't get both. Or could I get both? Could I buy one and tell my husband that I bought this one and then sneak the second one behind when it's like, hey, look at the dress that I bought. Like, hey, it's great, isn't it? What's in your hand? What's behind you? Oh, nothing. Right? So instead, you don't buy it. You don't buy any of the dresses because you're an overthinker. You doubt, right? Happens all the time. So don't give people opportunity to think about it by making it too complicated. Make things super simple so people go, no brainer. That's all sales is. Sales is making someone feel stupid for saying no. That's what it is. It's making someone feel stupid for saying no. Like, if I say no, I'm making a big mistake. Okay. One of the closes that I used to use, maybe you guys can do the same when you're talking about the business, is I used to make it very easy for people to understand, like, I want you to imagine what the absolute worst case scenario is. Like, Christy, like if you join this business and it doesn't work out for you, like what's the worst case scenario? $300, $500, $1,000, a bit of time. But now I want you to think of the best case scenario. Like, what's the absolute best case scenario? Like, let me give you an example of someone who is a friend of mine who's in the Maldives right now, staying at a resort that's $3,000 a night, giving $2,000 cash to pay for $400 massages and $50 pizzas, right? Plus the An example of this would be, hey, I know about a stock, or I know about a company that's about to come onto the stock market and they're selling the shares for $200. Now, it could be worth zero, or it could be worth a few $1,000,000, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12 years from now. Do you buy the stock? Yes or no? Lose $300, make millions. Because, guys, network marketing is not a big decision to make. You're not buying a house. You're not buying a car. You're literally outlaying a few $100s. And I know a few $100s to a lot of people might as well be a few $100,000. But you've got to put time and money in to get time and money, right? So sometimes if you feel that that would help, use it, right? The last one, the T. You're going to hate me, but please know that I love you guys. Right? You might hate me, but I love you guys after what I'm about to tell you, because most people go, get him off. Like, just, oh, our time's up now. The Zoom only had 44 minutes. Like, bye. Right? But stick with me on it, because if you do it, you will win. Like, it's like guarantee. I hate using the word guarantee in network marketing, but like, you're as close to guaranteeing success as you can get. Okay? And it's the only way for you to go fast, like fast, 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 fast. Although it feels like you're doing it slow, okay? Deep breath. Deep breath. We're all friends. Everything's great. You're going to hate me, but you're going to love me. Promise. Anticipation is being built. For sure. Okay? Are you ready? I'm just kidding. No. All right. I know. I know. It's annoying. Let me ask you a question. If your company didn't track your sales or your team, how much trouble would you be in? Your company track your results. You've got to track your activity. Why? Activity multiplied by skills equals results. You want to have better results? Increase your activity, increase your skills. Activity multiplied by skills equals results. Your company track your results. You need to track your activity. So I know. Some of you guys are like, I freaking love my sticky notes. I love tracking. I have a real business. I know. And some of you guys are like, you're vomiting at the idea, right? You're like, you don't like it. I get it. I used to be that hot mess too, right? But I understood the power of this. So there's two things: social media tracking and your pipeline tracking. And I'll wrap things up in like 5 minutes and then I'll be done. Sorry for taking so much of your guys' time. I'm just on fire now, right? So here we go. Social media performance. Here's what I do. And I've done this for nearly, to be honest, almost since I started, like, let's say 12 years. It's been 15 years, 16 years, but like about 12 years that I've been doing it consistently. Is whenever I make a post, I set an alarm on my phone. It takes me like 3 seconds for 24 hours from this moment. So let's say it's 11:46 p.m. So I make a post right now, and then I'm going to set an alarm for 11:46 p.m. tomorrow. Thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Once that alarm goes off, I go onto social media and I make note of how many likes, how many comments, how many views, how many shares, how many saves. And I do that with every post I make. I don't do it so specifically with stories, but I just kind of make like a mental note. I don't really like making mental notes. A short pencil is better than a long memory, but like, that's what I do, right? At the end of the month, I know exactly what type of content works, what time of day works, what day works. I know that I never really post I don't post on Saturdays now because I've got all the data. Friday evenings also don't do the same thing. I know that if I include the baby or the dog or Svetlana, it just crushes. I know that if I do like a value reel on Instagram, it does pathetic, but I do it. I still do it anyway. So like, I can't rely on the insights to tell me if it performs. I have to just know from the first 24 hours. Like, it's just much easier for me to do that, right? Now, a pipeline, I just want you to imagine that you go outside in your house, your apartment, your home, or whatever, and you go to the outside pipe, like a tap, and you turn the tap on and water comes out and it goes through the pipe and it comes out at the end, right? That's the pipeline. Water doesn't magically go from the tap, skips the pipe and comes out. It's a step-by-step process. So in network marketing, you get a lead, you build a relationship, You ask if they're open, you qualify, you show them a tool, you follow up, 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 and then follow up, and then you close, and then you launch. Like that's a pipeline. And I know. Like it's a big process, it's a big pipeline. But the same in real estate, the same in dating, right? You find someone on Tinder, maybe on Match, maybe on the other apps that are available, whatever. You chat, you build a relationship. They see if you're open to going on a date, right? See if you're open to go on a date. Date 1, date 2, date 3, date 4. You want to move in together, want to get a dog, want to get married, want to have a kid, have another kid. Like it's a pipeline. Same with buying a house, right? It's a pipeline. So track the pipeline. How many leads did you generate? How many conversations did you have in December, let's say? How many of those people did you see if ask a question to? How many of those people did you get to watch the Emre Tour video? How many of those people did you follow up with? How many of those people did you close? At some point in the pipeline, you will go, that's where I suck. Big. Usually, I'll tell you, it will either be not starting enough conversations, not asking if people are open, not following up. And if you don't qualify, that's also a big one. Heck, all of them. But that's part of the game, right? That's part of the game. Part of the game is identifying and understanding, you know what? I know exactly what I need to fix. And I'll tell you as we leave here, don't try and find how to fix it. Find who. It's the same 3 letters, just in a different order. Don't find how to fix the challenge or how to fix the issue. Find out who has the answer and do whatever they tell you to do. All right. So I know you guys have got questions, but this is what I would love for you to do. Just freaking mess it all up. Like mess it all up and just track what you're doing. Like messy action, like imperfect action beats perfect thinking. Like for sure. The fortunate thing is you guys are on a rocket ship and the person who's let's say, can you say drive a rocket? Like the person who's driving the rocket, piloting the rocket is a freaking pro in Amber, right? So you're in the right place, right time. You guys are going to the mall. I still can't believe you're going to the mall. I still can't believe that. To be honest with you, I'm so excited for each and every single one of you in 2025. Like not just 2025, much beyond that, but I just know that you're going to have a huge breakthrough. And the easiest way to have a breakthrough is break free from your current environment, right? A lot of you guys are going to have to do that if you want to have a huge breakthrough. And this is the environment where you need to be. All right. So I appreciate each and every single one of you. Amber, thanks so much. I'm so glad we were able to do this. I'm sorry that it's a really weird time for you all. Hopefully next time it'll be a better time. But yeah, I appreciate you. Big love.
I mean, you stayed up till midnight with us. I am so appreciative. Thank you so much. We love you. Ladies, make sure to tag Frazer, take a picture, tag him, tell the world how amazing he is. I'm just so grateful. Whatever you got, we will do. So thank you so much, Frazer.
All right. Big kisses, big love,
Good
guys.
night.
I'll see you soon. All right, ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye, friend.